Hello, listeners, and welcome to another episode of All in Our Business Podcast, the show where we discuss hot and controversial relationship topics by sharing our love journey along the way. I'm your boy, TC.
And I'm your girl, Kiki. What it do, baby?
Oh, Lord, she had her coffee. A lot of energy already.
Yes, sir.
Today's episode going to be crazy. I can see it already.
Y'all ready? Let's take us there, baby. We doing shout outs today, and we want to shout out Bethany, who views all of our social media content and is always loving or liking our stories. So thank you, Bethany, for all your love and support online. We see and we appreciate you. Well, thank you, girl.
Keep listening and keep supporting. We appreciate it.
Yes. And last week we also just want to shout out a few people who sent us so much fan mail.
Oh, yeah, we
normally do it on Fridays, and we did post it on our social media on Fridays. So we just wanted to take a moment on the show to thank y'all. We love the exchange and engagement. We really, really do. So thank you all who's been posting something on Facebook or sending a fan mail message or sending something in our DMs on Instagram. We've listened and enjoying the exchange.
We have.
Yeah, and we appreciate your opinions. Just know that everyone has an opinion, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So we appreciate hearing different perspectives. I think that's important to understand and know that people feel differently in relationships, and that's good.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so ain't nobody wrong. Say how you feel. Say it with your chest.
And, most of them was coming from their own perspective of what they've experienced. So
yeah,
one person said they've had both a sexless and a lot of sex, and they said both of them are satisfying to them.
Yeah.
Depending on, the situation.
Absolutely.
As long as they're communicating. So.
Yeah. And I think it just depends on where you are for that topic. We're not going to go into it today because we got a whole new topic for y'all. But just with anything, any topic or any relationship issue, I think it just really depends on the two people. So we're never here to say what's right and what's wrong. That ain't what we doing. We just talking about it again from our perspective and just posing the questions for engagement and conversation. So we're not the final answers. I have to say that this is the right way. You got to do it by our blueprint, because our blueprint ain't perfect.
And it's funny because I was at work yesterday, and I had this long conversation with one of my coworkers, A-Fam.
Shout out A-Fam.
A-Fam, yeah. He said he's been listening.
Always listening. Yes.
I'm learning a lot from y'all, but he said he fears that he wouldn't find love anymore. Oh. He said, just, the women that's out here, they just different.
Yeah, I've been hearing that. And I've been hearing the same with men, though.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So, he was, we had a nice conversation. And at the end of it, I told him, shoot your shot, bro.
Shoot it.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
You don't take.
So I told him shoot his shot. So hopefully he shot his shot yesterday. Or
you got to text us, let us know.
Yeah, I told him text me and let him know, how it went.
Yeah.
But, he said, he thinks he knows who the one is.
That's good stuff.
But if she doesn't know that.
Right. Yeah, you're going to have to articulate that.
But he was fearful of rejection. I hate to put his business out there, but I don't think that's nothing that can't be talked about. But
have you ever feared rejection from a woman?
Oh, men always fear rejection from women.
Really?
They always do.
Okay, we're going to have to have that for another topic. All right. Yeah. Wow. That's big.
No,
okay.
And it's very true, too. I mean, a lot of men will not even approach a woman because they're afraid of rejection. So.
Okay, we got to talk about that.
It starts with that. You got to have the confidence.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I just want to say, as a woman, women, we love a confident man. Exactly. If a guy's coming to us all timid, scared to death, and shaking in his bones,
you can go on up to the next one. On to the next one.
But a confident man who's sure of himself and can feel it, even if you're not, but you just have that, what the kids call it?
That swag or that aura.
That aura, yeah. You just like, oh, okay, yeah. You can get it, absolutely.
Yeah, you can have my number.
Exactly.
You better call me, though.
So, yeah, confidence is big. So, yeah. Awesome.
All right, baby. Let's get into this.
I just want to make a last point for that, though. I hope that our podcast provides hope to anyone.
Well, that's exactly what he said. He said, just hearing y'all's story, he said that gives me hope.
Good.
But still, he was still, fearful of the rejection that he might receive from the lady.
And we can understand that, yeah. But again, I just hope that our story and our love story provides hope to other people, and understand that in God's timing, the right person will come to you. And you may got to take 8 L's to get to that 1 W. But
it's a
learning experience.
Yeah, like I shared with him yesterday. I said I didn't I very easily could have not reached out to you, and we might not be together right now.
Right. I mean, it only took you a long time.
Here
but
we go.
It's okay because that wasn't the right timing anyway.
Here
But
we
okay,
go.
let's get on. So today's topic.
Beautiful morning.
Yes, it is.
All right, let's get to this.
And you looking mighty good.
Thank you, baby. So are you? I'm glad you back home.
Thank you.
I missed you over the weekend,
I
baby.
missed you more. All right, so today's topic, let's get into it, Mr. TC.
Okay, what's today's topic?
Oh, gosh. So I would say today's topic is derived from some listeners who sent us messages. And of course, we're going to keep these individuals anonymous.
We'll keep their name anonymous, but we did get a couple of phone calls and a couple of texts to request this particular topic.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to speak on today. They wanted advice from a spiritual and religious perspective, perhaps, but also maybe more traditional or modern approach or twist added to it. So let us say it again. We're not licensed relationship therapists.
I ain't got that degree.
I got a few degrees, but that ain't one of them.
My degree in economics.
So you already know where he coming from. I got a little bit of education degree, but
You talk numbers, I got you. You talk numbers, I got you.
Business, I probably can help you with, but this, I don't know. But we're going to see what we can do today. So, again, our opinions are not the final answers. We're just questions that have been posed to us. And we wanted to, because, of course, we're on a relationship podcast, address them. So, here we are. Today, we're going to tap into the question and explore, should Christians stay in unhappy marriages?
Whoa.
Should Christians stay in unhappy marriages?
All right, well, let's get to it, baby.
Before we dig deep in, hit us with the scripture.
I got that scripture for you. 1 Corinthians 7:15. But if the unbelieving partner separates, let it be so. In such cases, the brother or sister is not enslaved. God has called you to peace.
Woo-wee.
That pretty much sums it up right there. If you're in an unhappy marriage and you feel like you need to get out of there, that's all right. I know, they've shown on people who divorce, especially within the church. It's a big thing. You get ostracized. You get, talked about behind your back. It is what it is. But if that's what you needed, and God knows what you need, if you're in an unhealthy relationship, even if you are a Christian and you just don't feel like you're going to get any better or it's going to get any better, and if it's causing you some health issues and things like that, get out of there. Don't stay there.
What are you talking about? You're supposed to stay there.
Yeah, and then be dead.
That's fine.
Because you done had a heart attack.
Well, to death do us part. You ain't supposed to leave anywhere. You got to put in the work. You're supposed to make it work. You're supposed to pray, connect with God. That's what the church tell us.
Okay, well the church can tell us that, but it's not. My health is more important.
Then what?
Than an unhappy marriage.
Babe, it's not always going to be happy. You can't go into a marriage expecting that every single day you're going to wake up and it's going to be this blissful moment. It's not going to happen, sweetheart.
I'm not saying that, but if it's unhappy and causing me
happiness is very what?
Fleeting. Yeah.
Yes.
Got it. But that's not what I'm getting at.
So what do you get? So tomorrow if I'm unhappy because you didn't wash the dishes or you didn't do anything, I want a divorce. Because every day this week, guess what? He made me unhappy. What if a person is just naturally unhappy?
Then maybe they don't need to be with nobody. You can be unhappy by yourself.
Okay.
But you can't get into a relationship and bring unhappiness to the other person.
That's true.
A marriage is supposed to be peace. I want a peaceful marriage. I don't want an unhappy marriage. I'm not saying it has to be happy every day, but I want peace in that marriage.
So you're saying if it's not peaceful, then you have to go?
For me, yeah.
No, you're going to have to still sit in there and work through it so we can get some peace up in here.
See, there she goes. She already let me know. I'm not going to be no peace. I might give you a piece, but I ain't going to be no peace.
But if I give you a piece, it's going to cost you peace. See what I'm saying? It's a win-win.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Gotcha.
No, so in particular, women have reached out and they said either their husbands had high positions within the church or the women themselves have high positions within the church. And while they probably can run the church and serve in that capacity, the moment they get home with their spouses, they are completely unhappy.
Totally different thing. So they can portray a certain way out in public. When they get home, right, they ain't together. This ain't us.
Right. And it's been, many people have said it's been years, but they fear, kind of like what you said, the opinions, the ridicule, everything else from the church. That they are fearful of even trying to get a divorce because of how people may perceive them and their positions. So.
And I hate to say it, but church folks are the most gossiping folks on the face of this earth.
But isn't that in the Bible that you should not be?
You're not supposed to.
Right.
But I guess they ain't read that scripture.
Oh, okay.
They missed that one. Thou shalt not gossip. I don't think that's how it goes, but I guess they missed that one. But no.
They worry about thou shalt not kill. They're not worried about gossip. Because killing is more important than gossip.
Gossip's all right.
Right. No.
Sin is sin.
Exactly.
No matter how big or how small it is.
Hello.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, they are, and I've seen it firsthand. There's some gossiping people in church. Lord have mercy, there's some gossiping people in church. They just gotta talk about everybody's business. Stay in your own business,
please.
You got your own business. Like what was this back? This might have been the first time I think you came to church with me. Yeah,
was it the first
or second time?
Yeah,
and we close holding hands in church or whatever. And this lady, I'm not going to put her name out there, but you know who she is.
Oh, boy,
she had the audacity to tell me, I don't like how he was all cuddled up with her in church. Excuse me? Maybe you ain't got no man. That's why you over there worrying about me being cuddled up.
Go get your own 16? Haters.
Yeah. Bunch of haters. Now, keep in mind, this is a church woman.
Right.
Who knows me pretty well, knows my story, knows my wife passed, knows I found love again, and the first thing you worrying about is how I'm cuddled up in church.
Right. Instead of
stay out of my business.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, oh, I'm happy for him. And that's how church folk operate a lot.
God is love. So when you see someone with their spouse, you should see nothing but love. If you see couples walking around, married couples that have been together 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, and they look unhappy and there's no display of love, something is wrong. So yes, I definitely agree with you. People need to mind their business, but they don't. And that's fine. And then people think that their sin is less than someone else's sin. Their sin is more. So that's more important. They going to hell. You're gonna be right there with them.
What they say with gasoline draws on.
Right. And then they say, I think it's John 8:7, where it says, the one without sin among you should be the first to throw the stone at her.
Right, exactly. Maybe I should call something at her.
Well,
maybe all in my business.
All in my business.
Church folk.
There we go, yeah.
Church folk.
So I think that's what a lot of people perceive. They are afraid to do something that they know that they need to do because they fear how church people will feel regarding their decisions. Yeah. So I definitely think marriage is a sacrifice. You must be willing to compromise and give your all in the marriage. And that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. So my immediate response to this question should be, should Christians stay in unhappy marriages? It's to one, seek direction and guidance from God. That should be number one. If you're somewhere you're unhappy, the two of you need to sit down, or even if you can't sit down with your spouse, sit down by yourself. And this is some of the advice that I received as well in church, was to pray, to also focus on yourself, see what areas you need to make the change in. But I think for me, I think sometimes the church can fail you in making you believe that you're supposed to still stick in an unhappy and unhealthy marriage. And
they do, because they feel divorce is not an option.
Right. Yeah.
But
until they face with it.
Right.
And I don't pray that on anyone. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying sometimes you really can't give somebody advice if you've never been in that situation before, right? So if you've never been with somebody who you were unequally yoked with, you can't necessarily tell another couple what really to do if they're in that situation.
Right.
If you've never been abused, you cannot tell somebody how to handle a relationship and they're sitting there getting their head knocked off every single night. You can't tell somebody stay there and keep praying. Yeah, I'm going to keep praying.
I'm praying my teeth stay in my mouth.
It's crazy. So I do think sometimes the church can fail us in that area and believing that you're supposed to still stay there and work it out and make it work. And I think years ago, like my grandparents' generation and stuff like that, they had no options, right? So the women had to stay there and deal with these men.
They did. That's
Today's society, no. Women are making just as more as men. Women have more opportunities and everything else. And they are now starting to learn their self-worth as well. If a man isn't able to make sure that he's doing what he's supposed to do, we don't need to stay there. No. So I think in the past, women stayed out of obligation because they kind of had to, right? But nowadays, I think more modern day women, per se, they're like, nah, I don't need to stay in this. If it ain't serving me, then I'm not staying. And again, I would just say, like I said.
But we're going to say this. We're not saying just because, sort of like Kiki described earlier, I had 2 or 3 unhappy days, so I'm getting a divorce. No. That's not it. That's not what we're talking about.
Right.
We're talking about it is extreme. It is something extreme that's going on within the relationship. And you come to the conclusion that I just can't live like this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And it may not be extreme to the standards or guidelines of the world, because I think the world sometimes say, and I'm going to use myself as an example just to be 100% transparent, why did you get a divorce? Your ex-husband wasn't beating on you. And it's just because he wasn't beating on me or just because he was coming home every night or whatever y'all think is the staple for a marriage, and as long as those things are being met, you can handle everything else. That's not the case.
That's not the case. There's other stuff that happens within
absolutely
that day-to-day stuff that you don't see.
Absolutely. And that's not to say that he's a bad person. It just may not have been the best person for me for the rest of my life.
Right.
That's the decision you have to make. Your pastor that you're with, he may be able to go to the church and kind of like what TC and I talk about a lot of the times, he can kind of departmentalize that, and that's a job. So he can go to the church and serve the church well and do well for the people and things like that. But when he get home, he may not know how to be a husband.
Might not know how to be the husband. He can be the pastor, but he can't be the husband.
Say it. Exactly. They're 2 different things. And if he's never had coaching or he's never had guidance and he's not willing and open to therapy and willing to get help, you can't sit there and just say, I'm just going to stick it out for the rest of my life. And I don't think that's what God intended, for us to live unhappy or live in misery. Well, with somebody that you're supposed to be in love with, like your soulmate, like your ordained person.
But I say this a lot of times, and I take this for what it's worth, people. A lot of times, people are marrying the wrong people. And that's just the truth of the matter.
That's true, babe. But sometimes people don't realize that until
it's too late.
Yeah. And then also, people's masks come off after they become more comfortable.
That is true.
And most of the time that happens with guys. Sometimes women too. We got married. I'm going to still be as cute, dress up for him, look good for him. And the moment y'all been together a year or 2 years, forget this. He already got them who I am. And I'm not.
Right. I'm not
what you got to say? Because it looked like you was building up to say something. I already seen Kiki at her worst.
Your worst is still beautiful to me. That's the funniest part of it all. She can be out here looking like Don King, and I'm still at awe of her beauty.
Thank you, sweetheart. Frederick Douglass today, but yeah.
No, you're not Frederick Douglass today. You're more of a Harriet Tubman.
See how he do me? See how he Oh gosh, that's what I deal with. So anyway, I do think a lot of people are kind of hooked or stuck in the belief, and I don't think the belief is wrong from the Bible that says, you're supposed to stick with your person and, God don't like divorce and things of that nature. But I think also we still have that conversation that even though he don't like divorce, because that's not the intent, right? You shouldn't get married with the intent to divorce. Of course not, right?
What's the point of that?
Right.
You just wasted money.
Right. So I think biblically he's saying, I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like us. I don't like when you and I argue. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen, right? So when it happens, you just have to seek him and say, God, what is the best direction for me? And I promised for myself when I did that, and I just asked God to move me in the right direction. because I didn't know what to do. I know what I was feeling, but I just didn't know what was the best approach. And he moved me in such a way that only God can. Like God was dealing with me, and I was like, Lord, okay, that's very clear. And no matter who came down, it could have been Mary, the disciples, and everybody else. It didn't matter because God had already spoken to me on what was clear for me to do.
Right.
No mother, no father, no nobody coming to me telling me. It didn't matter who you were. You can be my pastor, my bishop, my anybody. God already told me what he wanted me to do, and this is the walk that I'm going to walk. And I think later on you may find out that you're doing that sometimes for other people. It may not necessarily be for you, and sometimes we have to endure hardships, carry our cross, so other people can see God's glory in it. Because if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be here now with this podcast giving people hope that there's still love after a divorce.
Yeah. But that's God preparing you. God prepares you literally within life. He prepares you for what's next. And he does it a lot of times and we don't realize it. We don't understand what's going on. We don't understand why is it working like this. Like seriously. I say that all the time when it comes to Kiki. I wasn't looking to date. I'm like, okay, all right, we'll see how this gonna work out. And now this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Likewise.
So for me, God was preparing me. Maybe, all this stuff that I, dealt with within my marriage before my wife passed was just preparing me for her. Yeah. And maybe vice versa. Whatever she was dealing with in her marriage was preparing her for me. So I take it for what it's worth, and I don't look at it as a bad thing, because it's not. Yeah. Even I was talking to fam yesterday, and I was like, there's no such thing as failure. Especially if you're still alive. There's lessons, but there's never failure in this life if you're still alive. If you got tomorrow to fix something that you messed up yesterday, it's no failure. It's just a lesson. So I take this as a lesson.
Yeah. And I think, again, like we've kind of talked about in the first few episodes, the podcast, even in the beginning when we thought we were going one path and God was like, oh, no.
That ain't the way I was taking it.
And we're sitting here fighting with God.
Right. We're going to lose that.
Yeah, and we did several times. I think we exhausted like 20-some options. Right. And God was like, I'm going to have my way. Right. And we just had to surrender to him. So, again, I think for anyone in that situation where you fear what to do next, seek God, truly. And I know people say it all the time, and it may sound cliche or whatever, but I promise you, just seek God, and he will have you move how he will want you to move.
But it's funny because you talk about that. So I think another thing, like a next step, other than seeking God first, is don't waver when you come up with what your decision is. If you seek God's guidance, seek his face, seek his discernment, you've talked to him, you prayed, you've done everything you can about it, and now you are in that decision stage where you got to decide whether I'm going to yay or nay, I'm going to stay or go. I look at it as don't waver. Whatever your decision is, don't look back and don't regret it. You are listening to another episode of All in Our Business Podcast. I think I was telling Kiki earlier about the analogy of somebody gambling, somebody going to play slots or whatever at the casino. You hit one time, and then your next thought process, that big one's coming next. So let's say you up $200, and you keep hitting that button thinking, the big one coming next. And by the time you look, you at zero. It can happen just like that in a relationship. You can keep going, yeah, man, Johnny, I think he's going to get better. I keep having hope he's going to change. He's going to become a better person for me and for us. And you just keep going back and go, I keep giving Johnny another chance. Giving Johnny another chance.
And he making withdrawals after withdrawals.
He just taking your deposit from whatever it is down to
200 down to zero.
And then you realize it's too late. Wow. You ain't got nothing. You
could have went to Adam with the $200, and he could have added his 200, and y'all could end up having 400. But instead, you depleted with John over here at zero.
He just kept hitting that button. Johnny he gonna get it together. I know he is. I love him. I know he gonna do better. I know it. You know your man. You know your woman. Some people just can't change. Absolutely. No matter what is going on in their life.
Yeah.
they just can't change, whether it be they got some kind of addiction or they don't know how to get better.
That's true. Or they thinking maybe psychologically that they are getting better, but in reality they just aren't.
They just aren't.
Yeah.
And you just there.
Yeah.
Keep going through the motion.
Absolutely.
Every day thinking it's going to get better. Every day it's getting worse.
Yeah. And I think another point that we should make is that you shouldn't get so caught up in a person's position or their title. Because a lot of times people get caught up in that. Oh, he's the pastor. So, he's this. He's still a person.
He's still a man.
Yeah.
Or if she's
a first lady, she's this. Or she's exactly. She's still a woman. Mm-hmm. So regardless of that position, you go to work, you're your CEO at work, but you can come in here, you still got a position that you got to fill in this house. Mm-hmm. And that may be different than what it looks like at work. Mm-hmm. And then some people are not able to decipher the two.
Yeah. Like we was talking, we've been talking about doing like a movie series. Mm-hmm. But I was telling Kiki about, that Tyler Perry, Why Did I Get Married? The 2, I think it's the second one, where the couple finally kind of had a breakdown. So if I remember correctly, they were like the power couple in the movie. Everybody came to them for advice. Everybody thought they were the perfect.
Was that
couple.
Perfect Patty? Perfect.
I can't remember her name.
Was it Janet Jackson?
It was a Janet Jackson character. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then what is it? Malik Yoba. Mm-hmm. And they had that appearance that they were the perfect couple, but not knowing at home they was really going through something, and they were going through it in silence because they wouldn't talk about it. Mm-hmm. And I think she was like a therapist or something.
She was. Mm-hmm.
How are you a therapist, but you don't even want to talk about the issue? Mm-hmm. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, their child died in a car accident, and he blamed her because she didn't buckle it.
Right, something in that nature.
The car seat. Mm-hmm. But they never talked about it. So it was just eating at both of them.
Yeah, in different ways.
So she felt guilt, thinking that he was mad with her, and he felt it was her fault. Mm-hmm. But they never talked about it, and then it came to a head, and then, of course, the frustration and the anger, I think he went out, got in a car accident, died himself in the car accident. Mm. So it's just crazy.
Well, I remember the two of them had a fight in the house. Do you remember that?
And that's when he left. So he left and went out in the car.
Wow.
He got hit by a tractor trailer or something. He died.
Oh, wow.
Plot twist, of course, in the movie. Didn't see that coming. But just that not communicating things. And like I said, you just they just went through their day-to-day routine and appeared to all their friends and to the rest of the world like they're perfect. They got it all together. Mm-hmm. But at home, they don't. Mm-hmm. They were so disconnected from that had festered and broke them apart instead of them talking about it and coming, because obviously it wasn't her fault and it wasn't his fault.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But just the fact that they didn't talk about it, and then it led to even more where he ends up dying in a car accident too. So
can you imagine the guilt that she got to deal with?
So she has even more guilt now. And I wouldn't be surprised if I think Tyler Perry's talking about doing another one of that. Yeah. That she has some kind of suicidal thoughts or whatever. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. But yeah, if you heard that, Tyler, you can go ahead and take that, put that in the script. Go ahead. You can
I'm sure it's in there for 3.2 seconds. And
I shot this movie in 4 days.
Don't get started. Stop.
Sorry, my bad.
Okay, and along those lines, I know you were saying, or we talked about, even if you are in an unhappy marriage or unhealthy marriage and you feel, that you want to move forward with leaving, or even if you don't, you're just in that situation, to be very selective with who you receive advice from.
That's important because not everybody's for you.
Yeah.
First of all, some people want to see you fail.
Wow.
They might not say it. On the slide, they're like, "Oh, yeah, I'm glad they ain't doing good. They always think they better than everybody." So you got to be careful who you talk to.
Yeah.
You would hope that it's somebody who's in your corner and really wants to see you succeed. Like I think we talked about, we had a dust up and we had to go to a mutual friend. Where we thought and we believed she was in the corner for both of us. She was a champion for our relationship, so that's why we went to her. We didn't go to just some random person that we don't really know our situation, don't really know us. We went to somebody who knows both of us, knows our situation, knows what both of us have been through.
Right.
And that was good for us. But be careful who you talk to because not everybody's for you, people. So be careful. They will take that and hold that over your head. And like I just said, some folks like to gossip. everybody know your business and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
So they looking at you a certain way. And you're like, why is she looking at me like that? Not knowing, I told my friend, and my friend went and told another friend.
Oh, look at them. They all this to that today, but they ain't really like that at home.
Fake. They ain't found it. Their relationship ain't really strong like they act like it is. Yeah. So you got to be careful who you let in your circle and who you disclose information to.
That is very true.
It really is important. It's almost as important as praying to God, because you can pray to God, and if He doesn't give you the discernment to know who you can and can't talk to about it, you still up the creek.
Absolutely, so true. So I want to ask, what does happiness mean to you? Because when we define happiness, it's a state of being well and in contentment or a pleasurable or satisfying experience, right? But I remember seeing this meme going around, and it said like a woman was fed up. So she left her children. She was seeking happiness. She left her children because her children were getting on her nerves. So she left them. Her husband wasn't the best husband for her. So she left the husband. And all of this in seek of finding her happiness. Her job. People were getting on her nerves at her job. So she left her job. And then she moved somewhere and she's all by herself and she has nothing. And then she's sitting back and she's like, oh God, am I really happy?
Right.
So I think about that analogy and I think about that meme when we talk about being in an unhappy marriage. Like you said, every day is not going to be perfect.
Every day is not going to be
I don't think it's about happiness per se, because we can be chasing something that maybe you never attain, or maybe it's within you that you're not happy. Some people walk around and they're dealing with some heavy stuff and they just can't be happy as a person.
That's true.
So you're going to be miserable no matter where God puts you. God can give you the greatest man ever and you're still going to be miserable because you're miserable just as a person.
Well, if it's that, then it's more so you got to seek what makes you happy, and then understand my happiness has to be connected to my spouse. So you got to understand what makes you happy as an individual first. And a lot of times, and this is a lot of things that happen, and especially if it's somebody who has, I don't want to say this, but has like limited dating experiences, they don't really know themselves, what they really want out of a relationship. They don't really know what they want from that partner. So you got to understand yourself first before you go into being in a relationship with somebody else.
That is so true.
Because if you can't understand who you are, you're never going to understand who they are.
That is very true.
Because you don't know what I like, what I want to do, what I envision, because all of that stuff has to be part of your marriage or your relationship. You have to be able to tell your partner, here's what I expect, or this is what I want. And then they can tell you, this is what I want.
Right.
So if you got two people who don't know who they are, that relationship's going to struggle because neither one of them really has a defined definition of who they are and what they want from the relationship or the marriage.
And I have to say one thing that's really important is when you and I first made the decision to date, were we at the right place that we really wanted to date, you really sat down and I asked you, what do you want? And you told me. And all of those things that you told me are still consistent to this day. And you was like, I know who I am. I'm very much so in touch with who I am as a person. And those main 3 to 5, I think we did a 5.
5 things. Mine was 4.
Yes. Those main things have still been consistent this entire time. So me as a person, kind of like what you're saying, you know what you are, you know who you are, and you know what you want. So you told me those things. I can't get in a relationship with you, and I'm like,
I can't give you none of them.
Right. Oh, why do you always want this? Right. You said that's what you need.
I want. Now, and that's the beauty of it. And I think a lot of men and women who get in relationships, and the moment it's starting to turn serious, you have to have that courageous conversation to tell that person what you really expect or want from them. A lot of those things go by the wayside. You don't have that conversation. You just like, we're just kicking it. I enjoy being with them. Enjoy being with them is going to go away.
Hello.
Because when you're living with them, you're with them every day. Can you deal with that every day?
Every day.
If you can't, there is going to be a problem. And now you're going to be in an unhappy marriage because you didn't have that conversation that you should have to say, look, this is what I need from this relationship. This is what I'm expecting. But people don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah. But I think also, something like you're saying, some people don't even know themselves to be able to tell their spouse what they even need and who they are. Yeah. And that's a lot of the problem. Yeah. So let me ask you, do you think in order to be happy in a relationship, you have to have some compatibility with your partner?
I think so, but I think the most important thing, and we talked about this when we first started dating, I can't make you happy. Mm-hmm. I can enhance your happiness, but I cannot make you happy. You have to be happy as an individual.
Right.
And that's a lot of things that people miss. Somebody's looking for somebody else to make them happy because they don't know how to make themselves happy. And that's not gonna work in a marriage. I can't make you happy. You have to be happy with who you are, where you are, and what you have going on. I can enhance your happiness, and we talk about that all the time.
All the time.
I want to enhance your happiness, but I know you have to be happy on your own.
Yeah.
I can't make you happy.
Yeah. No.
Your happiness comes from within you.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything for you.
Absolutely
beyond
not.
that.
Yeah.
I can only enhance your happiness.
Yeah.
Or I can give you peace.
Yeah.
Within this marriage, but I can never make you happy.
Yeah. No, you just can't.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It'll never happen.
And I can't do the same for you. There's no way. So let me say, women, like I said, they've said when they've reached out to us that they are more fearful of the church's ridicule and being ostracized from the church, that it's easier for them just to stay in an unhappy marriage than to leave.
I think so, but I think that's because women, and I'm not going to categorize you but I think a lot of women, perception is important to them, where men is not necessarily.
Okay. Wow, that's good.
There's a lot of men who, and maybe just because of our stubbornness, we're good. Like, I can tell you myself, I'm good. I don't care about other people's opinion of me, no matter what I am. And I have a pretty high position within the church, but I never look at it as that position defines me.
Okay.
I always just look, that's just the task that I have.
That you just assigned to do. Right.
That doesn't make me who I am. That has no reflection on who I am. It doesn't matter to me. Like, I can stop doing that tomorrow and be just fine. Because that doesn't define who I am.
But I think some people in church, it does define them.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
And the person that they are at church, I'm a CEO at church, or I'm this person on this position at church.
That's deacon.
That's the way I have to be at home with my husband, and you're running your husband away. Or you ran your husband away. Because those are two different positions. I can go to work all day long and instruct my employees to do such and such. You can serve as a main contractor and tell your workers what to do. When you get home, you can't come at me with that same tone.
You can't come at me
and I can't come at you like that.
We got to come at each other with love.
Exactly.
And respect.
Absolutely.
So I'm not one of your employees who just push around and tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But a lot of couples, that's how they operate.
Yeah.
They're so used to the way they are at their job that they bring that home. They can't departmentalize.
They can't separate the two.
My marriage is not the same as my job.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. And then a lot of people have mentioned that they live with guilt from the church after moving on.
Well, you know how I feel about that.
Oh, boy.
Build that bridge and get over it. I'm going to move on and I'm going to be just fine. And you have to be a strong individual to do that.
Right.
Otherwise, you will let, as I say, the outside noise creep into your mind.
Hello.
You got to be able to separate and know that outside noise is just outside noise.
Yeah. No, you do a great job. There's so many times when I come to you with stuff that people have said, the outside noise, and you just like, okay, good for them. And you really just go on about your business.
Right. But because I've never let other people's opinion bother me.
Yeah, you have not.
Just like if I have an opinion, I don't expect that to bother you. That's just my opinion.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Like me and Kelly can talk about LeBron and Michael Jordan. My opinion is my opinion. His is his.
And you respect it.
And I respect what he has.
You really do.
Now, we can have a debate about it. We can pull up numbers because numbers don't lie.
All day long.
But
yes,
if you feel LeBron is the best player to go, fine.
Right.
I feel Michael Jordan's the GOAT. My opinion is my opinion. Your opinion is yours.
Right.
It don't, I've seen people ready to get to a fist fight over that kind of stuff. That's not something to get a fist fight.
Right.
Your opinion is your opinion. Mine is mine.
Right. Absolutely.
Neither one of us are wrong. Because that's what you feel. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's so true. That is so true.
Now, I'll bring up them numbers and Mike's the GOAT. It is what it is. But I'm just saying. Women lie, men lie, but numbers don't lie.
So I think the perfect example of what we've been talking about today, kind of to sum this all up, is was it Devon Franklin? He was once married to Megan Good. And I think...
I don't understand how she still looked like so young. I don't get it, bro.
No, she said she's like on a complete health and wealth. Yes.
Constantly.
Yeah. No, she said like she is really on
body is
fit. Yeah.
Looks fit all the time.
Yeah.
Her face looks young.
Yeah. Now, why are you looking at the woman?
I didn't say I was looking at the woman.
So what you know about her body? You just said the body looks well.
She's in movies and she like wearing like nothing. She be wearing. Babe, her body ain't got nothing on you.
Thank you.
Nothing, especially now that you doing your thing, girl.
Clap me, give me some.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh gosh.
You doing your thing, girl.
Hey, baby, you want to? No, I'm just teasing you. But okay, so yes, I think there was some conversation from the outside world that he had a problem with how he was fine with how she dressed until they got married. Right. And once they got married, he started having problems with how they dressed. Well, now he's been on making a lot of appearances, and people have been asking, what was the issue in your marriage and things like that. And he said he's not going to really talk about it, but he's been saying, kind of alluding to some things. But most recently, even after that, he said he had to separate and stand back from the public because of his position in the church. He had to take a step back so he can heal privately because he couldn't do that in the public. He was trying to, but it was too difficult.
Which it is. And I'm not in the public or nothing, but I'm sure that can be difficult because you have so many people, as we said just now, the outside noise coming from so many different ways. Now you have some supportive folks, but a lot of times on social media, you have those people who are just negative, and of course, they can hide behind their handle or whatever, and they just feel they can say whatever they want to you.
And think about it, you're kind of a public figure.
Right.
So it's hard when you are a public figure for anything to be private.
Right.
You know, so you're going to have some tough skin to be able to handle those opinions and just let it brush off your shoulder because that's just literally what it is.
But the world is crazy when it comes to people just feeling like no matter what, my opinion matters.
The world is very crazy when it comes to that. Very crazy. Very crazy. And people literally feel that way.
They do.
They literally feel like, you should be listening to what I gotta say. And it's like, who are you?
Right. Who are you? What's your real name? I just see your handle.
Exactly. I don't have to, I definitely don't have to adhere to what you have to say. So, again, he went through a period where he had to just step away and just listen to God and seek God on what he should do. He talks about it on his social media accounts where he just needed that moment to step away from the public so he can privately heal. And I think that's important. And he said it doesn't take away from the person that I am. People needed to understand that it don't take away from the role and what I am. I'm just a person going through what God has ordained for me to go through. And people
it's okay for me. It's okay for me to separate and have a time to myself.
Absolutely.
To deal with
it. Absolutely. So moving forward, over the weekend, timing is so perfect. Over the weekend, he posts pictures of him and his fiance. So of course,
people,
the church,
they don't want to hear that. Here we go. They got something to say.
They got something to say.
All the time.
So they saying they hope Megan Good get the same energy. They hope that the lady now, his fiance, who's dressing the way she dressed, when they do get married, hopefully he won't make her dress differently. And I'm like, why are you mad? Because he looks happy.
But even in that case, maybe he learned from the marriage with Megan Good that I can be more accepting of how my woman dresses if she dresses a certain way that I'm not necessarily cool.
Absolutely. Because like you said, if he will, and I think he did talk on that. He spoke about how it was a learning experience for him. And I think in every relationship, every marriage, everything that you've endured, if you are a person that literally can do self-reflections, you sit back and reflect. And I did the same thing on my marriage. I stepped back, and not only did I say, because I wasn't necessarily at that time, there's no need to worry about the other person. I just know what I didn't want again in another person. But I had to look at myself. Kiki, what could you have done differently?
Yeah. And we talk about that.
We had.
You would tell me, was like, well, maybe I could have did this.
Yeah. And I can see things differently. And even more so after going to the marriage class and hearing and seeing things, I was like, you know what? But if you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know.
Exactly. So that was a learning experience. Getting married in your 20s, and you still think that that's kind of old. You're like, I'm getting married. Learning in your 20s and getting married in your 20s is totally different than doing it again in your 40s.
Well, the Bible says we perish for lack of knowledge.
We do. That is so true.
And
yes, we do.
That is extremely, important to understand. It happens. That's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you just don't know, you don't know.
You just do not. You are just do not. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So right now, he's saying that he loves her. He's super excited to get married. Mm-hmm. He can't wait to reap the love that he's sown, and people are just going crazy. Instead of people congratulating him.
I'm happy for you, bro. I know, you went through something the first marriage, but hey, good luck. Best of luck for this one. None of that.
None of that.
Everything is, I can't believe he did this again.
Yeah. And why is he getting married again? You not healed and you can't get... Who are you to tell somebody they can't get married again? Mm-hmm. If God has given him the okay, none of your business matters.
Nothing at all.
Let people live the way they want to live. If the man is happy, and even if he's only happy for a short period of time, it was enough for him to say, I'm ready to get married. Allow him to do what he needs to do or what he wants to do. Because I think if people were in the other situation, it would be totally different.
But it's funny how these people who are not in the limelight, who are not celebrities or whatever, you just go ahead and just live your life however you want to.
But you got so much to say about other people. And I'm not saying that they're not public figures, that they're going to hear criticism and things like that. That's fine. But at the same token, it don't have to be from a hatred place.
It don't. It's okay to congratulate people. It's okay to be happy for somebody else.
I had this thought the other day. I was like, you know what? It's so sad. It's actually sickening that people cannot be happy for other people because they're living in misery for their own selves.
That is so true. Oh my gosh.
You're so freaking miserable in your own skin that you can't even be happy for someone else. Mm-hmm. Go get healed. Mm-hmm. Seriously.
No, seriously.
Because it's crazy to me. We've seen people on social media, even for ourselves.
Even to that case, maybe what they're missing is God is not blessing you with anything because of the way you look at other people.
Absolutely.
God says you don't even deserve love because you can't even be appreciated to see love from somebody else.
Exactly.
So why should I give you love if you can't even appreciate love that it's displayed right in front of you?
Exactly. Yep. So I was just, as you were saying that, I was just having this thought, where, okay, I pulled up to the store and I seen this guy hop out of Porsche. Oh, he think he all that because he got that old car, that car ain't that. And what if God was just on the verge of blessing me with the Porsche, but I sat there and I talked so badly of the Porsche. Yeah, God's like, oh, well, you say you didn't like it.
Now, hold that blessing up. Don't send it
over there. Let me go bless somebody else who has a genuine heart. Let me give that blessing to somebody else. Mm-hmm. Maybe a person who's actually walking on the streets and need actual transportation. Let me give them a car because they're going to be thankful for the car that I'm giving them.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
It's the same way with marriages. You sit there and you can see love from a couple. And instead of you going, oh my gosh.
That is so beautiful.
That's so beautiful. Mm-hmm. Love is a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. Like, me and Kiki, we see other people in love and we are genuinely happy for them. And we don't even know who they are.
No.
We appreciate love because we know we both lost it and we've gotten it back. Mm-hmm. So we are grateful for love. Yes. We are appreciative for love.
Yep. And it's funny because I came across a post from your favorite, Coach Prime, Mr. Deion Sanders himself.
Prime time.
Here we go. And it said, let's learn to love like we may not get another opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Provided we chose the right people to love.
Yeah.
Love is so special. It's so unique and it's so real. God is love and his love is unconditional. Mm-hmm. Let's stop judging, stop hating, and let love have its way.
That's profound.
Stop hating. Stop judging people. Allow people to be in love. It is perfectly okay. Mm-hmm. And I promise you, when you become open to that, God will give you that type of love. And you're going to sit, absolutely. And you're going to sit there like, oh, wow. Because maybe you're blocking your next blessing by hating on somebody else.
No, I think you're blocking your blessing because you're looking at something that should be congratulated. Something that should be a standard. Mm-hmm. No, and seriously. You have a problem with that. Yeah. You have a problem with love.
Yeah.
You got a problem.
Yeah. Yep.
You got a problem with love. You got a problem with God.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, now that's good. Say that again.
If you got a problem with love, you got a problem with God.
Woo.
Plain and simple.
Period.
If you walking around here and you mad at the world about somebody else being happy and being in love, then you have a problem with love.
A problem with God.
And a problem with God. You sitting there telling God, look, And that's why you don't have love. That's why you're sitting there seeking that, because you have a problem with God.
And you may never get it.
You may never. You might not.
If you have that mentality. Yeah. So, definitely.
Let's get to this quickie, baby.
All right. So this all brings us to the quickie. And the quickie of the day is, what is it, boo?
Would you look at your pastor, whether it be male or female, differently if he or she was divorced? Now we talking about Christians. We're talking about we don't do divorce. But your pastor, this is your pastor, the leader, the shepherd of the flock. And he or she gets divorced. Do you follow them still?
We're going to a new church.
Are we all?
We're going to a new church, man.
Really?
He's supposed to be the example. How the pastor getting a divorce?
I'm just saying.
He's supposed to be the example.
I'm just saying. That's the question, though. So how you feel about that?
He's the pastor. God has ordained him.
Or she,
yes. You're supposed to be the example for the people. I can't follow you if you're not doing right. If you're not following the blueprint, I got to go.
Oh, really? Even if God's leading you to that church?
I don't think God ain't gonna lead me like that.
Really?
Nah, I'm being 100%.
There's a whole lot of examples of God leading somebody somewhere that they didn't necessarily want to.
Absolutely. And you say it all the time. Who did God hang out with?
He hung out with the sinners.
Yeah.
He didn't hang out with the Pharisees and so-called with the good people. No, he hung out with the people who needed him.
Right.
But then he chastised, and you can see that. He chastised the ones who were thinking they were holier than thou. Like we literally I can't remember which chapter it was, but in church yesterday, the sermon was about how Jesus came to this house and the woman washed his feet with her tears. Now, he got invited by a Pharisee to the house. The Pharisee didn't treat him like that. This sinner, as he said, why are you hanging out with her? This sinner, sins were forgiven because how she treated him. Now, the Pharisees, Simon, the Pharisee who was invited Jesus over, he ain't do none of that. He ain't show no reverence to Jesus. He just invited him over. Maybe he just wanted to show, look, Jesus at my house. He just wanted to stick out his chest. Yeah, you see Jesus over here with me. But you ain't treating Jesus the way you're supposed to treat him when he came in.
That's a word.
You wasn't a servant to him. You didn't wash his feet. You didn't anoint him with oil. You didn't do none of that. But the sinner, the woman who did, sins were forgiven. And then you get mad about it.
Look at it. Preach it.
Make it make sense.
It don't. So to answer the question, I don't think that, to me, it doesn't bother me to go to a church if the pastor has been divorced. That doesn't bother me. If I'm led to be there to hear his word or hear his sermons and to get guidance from God, and God has ordained me to be there, then I think that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not a type of person, and you know this just from knowing me, I'm not a type of person that hold whatever the world perceives as something bad over a person. We all go through lessons. We all go through.
But that's because you understand who you are, and you understand I have to form my own opinion about people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who take other people's influence and run with it.
But none of us are perfect. I can't expect the pastor to be perfect. Just like sometimes people are like, oh, the pastor had an attitude, the pastor they're human.
They're human. They have bad days.
Exactly.
They really do.
You're human, so I don't think that it should be in a way that I'm not going to hold you to a bar that I don't hold myself to.
And it's and I like that. So Pastor Washington used to tell us, it don't matter how old you are, you're wrong, you're wrong. Plain and simple. You can be 90, and if you're wrong, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I always had that philosophy that, yeah, you can be wrong. So I didn't have problems telling somebody, or holding somebody accountable if they're wrong, no matter how old they are. And they say all the time, respect your elders. Yes, old people can be wrong too.
They can be, yeah. They can be.
Christians can be wrong too.
Yeah.
Sinners can be wrong too. Everybody can be wrong.
We're all human. Absolutely. Yeah.
I can be wrong. Mm-hmm. And I am wrong a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I'm not above being told, oh, Tennille, you were wrong, or TC, you were wrong. Right. I'm not above that.
Nah, not at all.
If I'm able to hold myself accountable, I understand that. Mm-hmm. And it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay for me to be held accountable for being wrong.
It's okay. Yeah. So I think, for me, people are people, and that's just how I see it. Mm-hmm. I don't see it more than that, and I don't think you're a bad person or you are, a criminal in my eyes because you receive a divorce, because you got a divorce. Like, that shouldn't define you.
No, it shouldn't. That's just something that happened in your life.
Yeah.
Just like if my wife passed, that's something that happened in my life.
In your life, yeah.
It doesn't define who I am.
Right.
It happened though.
Yeah, it did. But people need to stop thinking they're so much better than other people and your stuff does not stink, because we are all dealing with something. And you may not want to necessarily, no, seriously, you may not necessarily want to take a mirror and put it in your face and realize it, but we're not perfect. There's no perfect person. So trying to, pretend like you are because it makes you feel better than to sit around and look down to someone else. Get over yourself. Mm-hmm. Just get over yourself. No. If the pastor's there and he's doing his job, he's winning souls to Christ, that's what it's all about. I don't care who you married to, who you not married to. Mm-hmm. That's your personal decision on your own. You're not hurting anybody. You're not doing anything inhumane to somebody. I don't care who you at home with and who you're not at home with. Mm-hmm. Just be a good person.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's my opinion. Do you want to have a quick answer to it?
No, I don't have no quick answer to it. I wouldn't look at the past any differently.
Right. Gotcha.
Like I'm being a little bit transparent. When Pastor Whitlock, my pastor at Reed Temple, when he came, of course, Pastor Washington was before him. So everybody had put Pastor Washington on this pedestal and kind of looked down at Pastor Whitlock. And that was one of the things when we transitioned, I was like, I'm not going to do that. I don't know this man. I'm going to get to know this man. Mm-hmm. I want to form my own opinion of this man. Good. And I've come to realize, I respect him. He's a good man. Mm-hmm. He does a lot of great things for this church. So I've never looked at him in the light that some people do. A lot of people left Reed Temple because they were following Pastor Washington. Mm-hmm. Then you were following a man. You ain't following God. You're following a man. And man is going to fail you. Mm-hmm. God has never failed. So why are you following the man?
Right.
So I'm cool. I'm good with Pastor Whitlock. I don't have no problems with her. We can chop it up about whatever we need to chop it up. As he said, he trying to come on the podcast.
We're going to get him here.
We're going to get him here.
We definitely are.
It is what it is when it comes to people. You have to form your own opinions.
Yeah.
You have to be your own person.
You do.
So in the sense of what we're talking about, if you're unhappy in your marriage, you seek God's face, you believe God has directed you in this way, don't waver, move forward, do what you have to do. Mm-hmm. I promise you, God will be in that if that's what happened. If God really said, yeah, this ain't for you, this ain't the man I have for you, or this ain't the woman I have for you, it's okay. It's okay.
It really is.
There's no point in you staying there and being unhappy and not being yourself. Yeah. There's no point in that.
If it's causing you your self-happiness and your self-worth, and it's very detrimental to just your everyday life.
Or especially your health.
Yeah. All of those,
Keep it moving.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
okay. Because you are no good to nobody if you're dead.
And you're no good to nobody if you're not good to yourself first.
That's
true.
I
had to learn that.
That's true.
And I think a lot of times, especially women, I think women are, just because it's in our nature, we're more set up to, and kind of just, that's how we are. It's in our DNA.
Kind of endure things.
Absolutely.
That necessarily need to be endured.
Yeah. Or giving people chance after chance, or just making excuses for things. We do that because it's in us. Mm-hmm. We want to see the best out of a person. Or that person has potential. No.
You saw the best, and the best is the worst. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not going to get better.
Definitely.
You saw the worst of that person.
So I
and that worst is the best that they have.
Yeah. I wouldn't let any position, any title, anything derail you from what you feel within inside. If you feel it within inside, that's God telling you something. And like I said, seek him and allow him. Just ask him to help you move the way that you need to move. And also for the people who have been divorced, don't think that that's the final destination.
No, it's not.
Because that is not. And that does not define you. Because that's a whole nother topic we can have. Because people truly believe that after you're divorced, like, you're just supposed to stay and live your life and just not supposed to ever date again and never be happy. That's not what God has for you. No.
If God opened that door for you to love again,
walk through it.
Walk right on through it.
Because if not, he's going to make sure you get through it.
Let that man or that woman enhance your happiness.
Yeah. Yeah,
because that's what he intended.
Yeah,
he brought that person into your life for a reason.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
I think we done, baby.
All right. Thank you. Thank
you again for another episode of All in Our Business Podcast. We thank you for listening again this week, and we hope you tune in next week. We have another one.
Boy.
We talked about unhappy marriages.
Oh boy, here we go.
And next week we're gonna talk about what is the secret to a happy relationship. So we gave you the worst. Now we're gonna give you the best. We're gonna give you that cheat code.
We are.
We got a lot of examples for y'all next episode.
We do. So stay tuned.
We've been living this happy relationship. We had it.
I don't think it's a secret though.
It's not a
secret to a happy relationship. I don't think it's a secret.
It's not a secret. And it's funny because Fam, who has never met you, he was like, "Yo, I can hear y'all connection through the podcast." And I was like, "What you mean?" He said, "Even when." Because, one day we had a dust up and I took it to work. I'm going to just be honest. No, you already know this, baby. So I took it to work. And he was like, "Oh, so this is the same woman you on the podcast with."
Thank you, fam. Get him.
No, this is what he said. He said, "It's the same woman you on the podcast with. And even if maybe y'all are going through something that day, we can't tell it in this podcast. Because the love is just there." He said, "I can feel it."
Wow.
And he said, "That's what I want." He said, "That's why you give me hope." He said, "I can feel it through the podcast."
Yeah.
And that's different. Yeah. That's just different.
Thank you, fam. We've heard that.
And
definitely.
He was like, I've never seen anything like. He said, I just know without a doubt, y'all two are made for each other because you can feel it through a podcast.
Yeah. You're my soulmate.
That you are, baby.
Yes, she is. I thank God every day for you.
Shout out to fam
one of
again.
a kind. Yes, thank you, fam. We appreciate that. And we thank you for that reminder. And that means a lot to us because not only do we put a lot of work and time into our podcast, but we hope that every day you can feel our love and our connection because that's just our overall goal. Even as we are talking about relationship topics, we still want people to understand and feel the love that we have and that we share between each other through it. So we're thankful that this platform is allowing us the opportunity to be able to do that. And just keep hope alive, fam. Your person is out there.
You shoot that shot, I promise you. She gonna give you that. You gonna get that good response.
I don't know if you need to listen to TC advice, but no, I'm just teasing.
That's what we doing.
I'm teasing. That's a warning. Oh Lord, I'm just teasing.
Gotcha.
So now, I think again, there's no secret to a happy relationship, but we're gonna talk about some tips or some techniques or some strategies.
Ain't no cheat code.
Yeah, it ain't.
There are some important aspects of it that you have to have.
Yeah, or you should have. Yeah, definitely.
And you probably heard most of them throughout these 17 weeks. 18. Stop, baby. Stop.
That's number one, right? I never knew what. You like when I sing?
I love it.
In this show,
we got some work to do. So as we say, thank you for listening.
Thank you, everyone.
Peace.
Peace.